I thought it was very innovative of Clara to invite us onto the stage, or at least me, because interpreters are the people you're not supposed to see, but only hear. If you're an interpreter, you can get right inside somebody's head. You know them better than they know themselves, because they probably speak badly, and you have to put their thoughts in another language, however badly they speak. But when you see them afterwards on the aeroplane, they will walk past you, they don't know you were there. And the biggest compliment an interpreter can get from a client is, "Oh, we didn't notice you." Now, Clara notices me because I get on her nerves. I tell her, we need things, we need water, we need texts because people read things. Today's been really good, Clara. Very few people have read things. And it's very difficult to get the text sometimes. I should say about texts, when people read at a conference, several things happen. For one thing, their voices go flat. For another thing, they speak faster. And for a third thing, they're giving you something that they've probably spent 6 months thinking about and digesting into very complex sentences. If they don't give you the text, you don't have a chance to think about it beforehand. It's not that we want to read, we want to understand the thought. Und jetzt sehe ich, dass einige Leute ein bisschen ernsthaft schauen, also wollen wir vielleicht die Sprache wechseln. Alles klar? Ich wusste nicht, wie man vielleicht diese beiden Themen Gesundheit und Ethik zusammenbringt. Aber eigentlich leben wir als Dolmetscher ständig im Spannungsfeld zwischen Ethik und Gesundheit.
The field of tension between ethics and health. We do a tightrope walk. These two areas go together. Our ethics tell us that we're supposed to provide good quality. In delivering good quality, we also need to take care of our health. And that means that we need information beforehand, before the conference, for example. We need to prepare. It's not enough to show up in the morning and go to the booth. By the way, the booth is a black box without any daylight, and you sit there in very humid air without enough oxygen, without the light of the day, and you leave the booth very, very tired at night. But that's just as a side remark. So you get there in the morning to a conference, but we need to prepare beforehand. So it's like an actor preparing for a role. And different manufacturers can describe their manufacturing processes using different words, so different terms. So you need to know the style. You can't just pick any word and that's enough. No, you need to use the same language that the lawyer is using on the stage or the engineer is using. So I have to be on top of the subject. And I have 2 home countries, by the way. I live in the UK part of the time, and in the UK, they've been trying to replace professionalism with cheaper offers. So you reduce people's skills and you expect fewer skills, and then people can't deliver good performance, and people have debt and they can't export anything, and people are not able to afford to make a living anymore. If I look at the fees for my job, then, well, most clients seem to think that I don't need a pension, I don't need any leisure time, and I don't need any children, because children have to go to school and children are sick once in a while. So clients want to know what I charge per hour, what are my hourly rates. Well, an hourly rate means that I just go there in the morning to a conference and I don't prepare at all. So my time I spend on traveling, I spend on administrative tasks is not being compensated, is not being paid for. Of course, we're trying to pursue a holistic approach. We try and explain it to the client, and it doesn't always work. Of course, you're a freelancer, you have to organize everything yourself. You have to buy your own PC and laptop. You don't have any staff. You don't have a secretary. You don't have a wife with an iron. organizing your laundry. You also have to do your own travel planning, and when the plane is on the runway and doesn't want to get off, then you still have to be in Denmark tomorrow. Or to The Hague, for example, I need to take the ferry, for example, so I have to get there. So we are always invisible, but we have to have a strong self-confidence, because otherwise we wouldn't get there where we need to be. Well, there's a lot I could tell you about our profession. By the way, our profession is the second oldest profession in the world. And what this means in terms of ethics, I don't know if you think about what's the oldest profession in the world, but as long as there be trade, there'll be interpreters. As long as there's a need for understanding between languages, there'll be interpreters. And after the Nuremberg trials in the mid-1940s, when the modern profession of interpreting was invented with a microphone, etc., when there were the criminal proceedings against war criminals here in Germany, the new profession was created, and I'm concerned because I think and I fear that cheap providers will replace professional ones, which is why I'm a member of an association, and that's why I avoid agencies, because they want to buy me as a component and then sell me as a cheap component without really focusing on quality, which is why